Hello! Today I'll be showing you how to install AhsayACB on macOS for versions 10.15 and above. Apple implemented additional security settings to prevent unauthorized applications from accessing the hard disks. Therefore, additional steps and settings are required during installation and post-installation. Full disk access permission must be granted to AhsayACB before it is allowed to access files and folders on the hard disks to perform backups on newer versions of macOS. Without full disk access permission, AhsayACB will not be able to restore files on Mac. Now let's go to my screen and get started. To start, go to the download page of AMBAS or Assay Managed Backup as a Service Management Console. You can then see AhsayACB on the top left side of your screen in between AhsayOBM and Mobile. Let's click on AhsayACB and look for macOS. AhsayACB has two installation modes, online and offline. The only difference is that you would need an internet connection for the online installer and that it has a smaller file size, allowing for a faster download time. For this example, we will be downloading the online installer. Let's click on DMG Online Installer, and this would automatically download the macOS Online Installer for AhsayACB. To run the installation, you can directly hover your mouse on the download file and double-click it. Select the acb.pkg file and double-click the icon. This will prompt the AhsayACB installer window. Click Continue to proceed with the installation. Then click Continue again and reach the software license agreement. Read through the software license agreement and then click Continue to proceed. Agree to the terms of the software license agreement. Then click Install to start the installation. You will then be asked to enter your credentials to proceed with the installation. Enter your password and then click Install Software. A pop-up will ask if you'd like the installer to have access to your desktop folder. Click OK to continue. Another pop-up will ask if you'd like the installer to have access to your Documents folder. Click on OK again to continue. And another pop-up will ask if you'd like the installer to have access to your Downloads folder. Click OK to continue. Wait for a few seconds or minutes until the installation is completed. This may take a while depending on your internet connection speed. Once the installation is successful, you will see this confirmation page. Once you click Close, a pop-up will ask you if you want to move the AhsayACB installer to the bin. Click on Move to Bin, and the installer will be in the bin afterwards. To launch AhsayACB, you have two options. You can go directly to Launchpad and see the AhsayACB icon. Another option is going to the Applications by going to Finder. Then, double-click on the AhsayACB icon. A prompt will show that the startup for AhsayACB failed. Click on the red button from the upper left side of the prompt. You will be redirected to enable full disk access for AhsayACB. Just follow the steps shown on the screen. Let's click on number 1 to open the Security and Preference panel. On the lower left part of Security and Privacy, you will see a padlock. Click on the lock to make changes. You will then be asked for your credentials to proceed. Input your password and click on Unlock. After clicking the checkbox for AhsayACB, a prompt will show that AhsayACB will not have full disk access until it is quit. Click on Quit and reopen to continue. You will also go back to Security and Privacy to click on the lock again to prevent further changes. When AhsayACB is launched for the first time after being installed, two options are shown. free trial, and login. As we already have a login account, we will click on Login, then enter the login name and password. Then click OK once done. And that is how you install AhsayACB on macOS for versions 10.15 and above. Now let's start backing up files using AhsayACB and check if we've granted permission for full disk access. On AhsayACB, let's click on Backup Sets to create the backup set. Set that to default and then click on Next. And the default is on Documents, so we leave it as is. And the backup schedule, leave it as default, and the backup mode is sequential. And also for the destination, click on OK, and then Next. Open Direct is turned off by default. And for the encrypt backup data is also turned on. Don't forget to save your encryption key. And now we're going to start backing it up. It may take a while depending on the files that you have. And there you go. The backup was completed successfully, which means that the settings for full disk access were granted and everything is working correctly. With Ahsay, your data is fully protected, armed with the latest technology like immutable backups, where your backup data will never be encrypted, deleted, or modified. For total protection against hackers and ransomware, strong AES 256-bit data encryption ensures that your data is encrypted during transit and when your data is stored. Two-factor authentication is also present to prevent anyone from accessing your data without your permission. Multi-destination backups also store your backup data in more than one storage destination and across many geographical regions for maximum protection against natural disasters, fire, or conflicts. Lastly, data deduplication is a feature that removes duplicate copies of data that helps save up to 90% of your storage space, with significant savings on data storage costs as well as much faster backups. That's why you should choose Ahsay. Your data is safe with us.